Hello, everybody. It's the J Boss. Um, this video is gonna be a little different. Um, there's gonna be no gameplay. I have some footage in the background that I'll be showing you of the topic of Destiny. I kind of just wanted to get on here and ramble a little bit about Destiny and um how I feel about the whole situation. If you enjoy this video, I guess like and subscribe. Um, I'll be honest, this video is kind of for me, a way to put feelings out there that maybe somebody would relate to and just kind of talk for a second. If you don't know, or if you're watching this video because you support my channel and you're just checking out what's going on, um, it was recently announced a little while ago, not too long, that Destiny 2 is going to be stopping its live service updating. Effectively, without any green lighting of another Destiny game or anything like that, this is presumed to be the end of Destiny. That's a hard pill for me to swallow. I guess to give you context into my life with Destiny, I started playing Destiny pretty much as soon as it came out. I remember sitting in my parents' basement fighting my brother for time on the PS3 to play Destiny. I remember some of our friends getting online and arguing about who would play the controller, uh, doing Vault Glass runs because we only had one console and some of our friends had two, and only one of us could join. I remember convincing people to let's run it back, let's do a second run so I can play it this time. And those kind of memories are not. They're going to be ingrained in my being until who knows when. Forever, I'd assume. Those core memories that I've had with this game have led me to have a certain connection with it for as long as I can remember. I mean, when I list out my favorite games of all time, Destiny comes in about 5 or 5th place, 4th place. It's usually around there. Now, that's not saying Destiny has been the only game I've ever played, as of course I had fallen away from it shortly after the final shape, which was a very keynote DLC. The end of the Light and Dark saga. But between then, I always played. I would find myself back at that game, checking the new stuff, grinding for loot that was new. I remember when the first Destiny concluded and the second Destiny was announced, it was a breath of fresh air. I had a PlayStation 4. My brother had his own PlayStation 4. So we were able to launch into that game together. And we did. It was awesome. I mean, we were able to play with all of our friends together. I remember I called in sick. I played hooky that day from school just to play that DLC. Not that DLC, that game. Sorry, I misspoke. And for the longest time, Destiny 2 was all I'd play. Even when some of my friends fallen out of Destiny, I stayed. I would LFG for groups to raid with. I was a solo wolf. I mean, I'd try and I'd try and I'd try to get my friends back into the game, and when they would, I'd show them everything that they can do and try to keep them there, but it was always so not as successful. They didn't share that love of Destiny that I had, and I don't blame them. Destiny wasn't for everyone. You kind of had to have a heart for the hard stuff. Destiny wasn't always pretty. You'd play the game and there'd be great content drops and they'd be awesome, but then you'd get months of really nothing, the same content, and you'd have to find a way to stick it out. Around the final shape is when I wasn't a best Destiny player. I was playing other games, playing fresher games, And then Final Shape came out, and I remember I hit it hard. I played a lot during that time. And even the next couple seasons after that, I played. And to me, I felt, this is it. It's back. I'm going to be able to play this a lot. It was joy from where I was. Then, as always with Destiny, the monotony continued. Times playing Destiny just didn't line up. The content got stagnant again. Running the same activity over and over again for the same loot was everything we could do. And being a solo wolf, it wasn't the easiest content to play solo. So I'd have to scratch and claw for new friends. A raid outing turned into an all-night affair because you spend the first hour with a group and can't get through an easy encounter because somebody doesn't understand it, and you're stuck there trying and trying and trying until it doesn't click. There was no reliability within the LFG community for what I've seen. There's probably people who have better experiences than I do, but for me, that was what it was. There was nothing there, I specifically playing Root of Nightmares, and it was the planets encounter. If you know anything about Destiny 2, you know exactly what encounter I'm talking about. For some reason, that was the hardest encounter in the world for some people. And for me, it made complete sense. If you set it up correctly and you knew what everything was going on, it'd mean you could get through it pretty quickly. But that was just for some reason, extremely hard for people. And I can't tell you how many times I would be trying to go through that encounter, trying to get the exotic of that raid to no success because planets. I specifically started my own LFG group, and for some reason it always would have the tagline, starting at planets checkpoint. And then I'd step away. I would occasionally come back. I remember holding out hope that Edge of Fate was going to be something like the Final Shape, a big content drop, a way for them to save the game. And I don't know what happened with Edge of Fate. It just didn't catch me like it used to. And then they announced Renegades, and I said, you know what, I'm going to get back into this. I had just gotten my new PC. I was ready to get back into the Destiny grind. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know a ton about Renegades. I haven't purchased it. I haven't played its content. I haven't even purchased Edge of Fate. The game was just so hard for me to commit my resources again to. And when I got into Renegades, I said I'd look at it, try it out before I purchased it, play the first mission that they let you play. And I'm a Star Wars fan, but it felt so Star Wars. And it just felt like it was going to be some throwaway DLC that didn't really stick for me. Like some crossover content. I figured the content wouldn't be the greatest. And that's where we'd be. And here we are today. I'm recording this on June 4th. So I haven't seen this new Moment of Triumph update on June 9th. And I can guarantee you I will be in servers on June 9th. But for me, it just never seemed like it was the end. Until today. Until a week ago or so, where it was the end. It was officially announced it was the end. Is there hope for Destiny 3? I don't know. I've been watching a lot of Destiny content, as of recent, as I've been playing quite recently. I don't know. There's a lot of copium going around in the community, where there is people picking out the smallest details of words that they say to hopefully find something. Of small updates they announce, of the announcements tab. Why would you put an announcement tab in a game that you're ending? I think there's indications that possibly there is something. But I don't know. Destiny has been a game that has been struggling. I mean, I'm not going to... There's no 2 cents about it. Destiny has been struggling. I mean, it's a game that has had its hard patches and hasn't figured it out yet. But I know with this update that there are going to be people who come back, who play it for a day, maybe even a week. I mean, there's going to be people like me who never played Edge of Fate, never played Renegades, who, when it's discounted, I might buy it and try it out because the risk is lower. The DLC, the Edge of Fate's Premium Edition, which gives you pretty much all the content in the next couple updates, is $100. And I mean, I've spent an insane amount of money on this game. More than I'd like to really know. I don't feel like wanting to know how much I spent. But I just can't for that. Especially knowing that they're going to be discounted, it kind of, hurts the vibe. But do I hope they make Destiny 3? Yeah, I mean, I would love it. Do I hope they maybe switch to that Destiny Infinite model? Yeah, I'd love it. I guess where I am, I'm just not ready for it to end. I've always been waiting for Destiny to be good again. For Destiny to give me a good reason to come back to it. To see this game, once again, that I grew up loving, absolutely adoring, be something again, and have an active community, and be able to convince my friends to get back on, and play the ever-living hell out of the game again. To the point where it's maddening, where the activities have gone stale because I've played them for 20 hours. Do I know if I'm ever going to get back to that point? I don't know. And do I know if Destiny can ever get us back to that point? I don't know. Could be a sign of age, I was young into Destiny. But I think about it from if I was my age when Destiny came out. My generation, that generation is having kids. They don't have the time to sit down for 5 hours LFGing for a raid every night. Because they got other things to do, other responsibilities to take care of. So I think the outcry for Destiny is good. I think, it puts Sony on notice to say, hey, we still want this game. But as much as it is in our hands, it's in Bungie's hands. Bungie has to find a way to attract the audience they did with Destiny. Find a way to attract the people they found with Destiny 2. So, if you've made it this far, I appreciate you listening to me ramble. And if you have Destiny, it's free on Steam. If you have a PS4 or PS5, you can play Destiny. Download it. Hop on June 9th. You're probably going to get into the game at the best point it's ever been in. I will be. I'll be, as I have today, I've been putting off recording a Subnautica video because I've been having fun playing Destiny again. All the content seems fresh because I haven't played it in so long. But the only way we're going to be able to get Destiny 3 is if there's hope. That this franchise is worth something. How much we have to prove it is worth to Sony for them to make something again, I don't know. I don't know. But it's worth a shot. I know from my standpoint of where I love Destiny, it's worth a shot. So, will we see Destiny 3? Will we see a Destiny of that? Maybe. But we should take advantage of what we have now, of Bungie giving us a send-off for the ages. A last update delivering on so many good things that this game has needed. Will its player count hold? Will it blow up its servers on June 9th? That's for time to see. I hope you all enjoyed this ramble. If you have thoughts of how you feel about Destiny, put them in the comments. I'd love to interact with you guys. That's all I got. I'll see you guys Starside.